Welcome to The Daily Quote, a podcast designed to kickstart your day in a positive way. I'm your host, Andrew McGivern, and today is September 30th. Now, here's something fun. Today is International Podcast Day, a day where we get to celebrate this unique medium that lets me chat directly with you. So, what better way than to honor this by sharing a quote from a Hall of Fame podcaster, Dave Jackson. He said, "It's super creative. There are no rules. You can do whatever you want. And then the fact that I get to help people, it just scratched every itch I have." Let's talk about that. So it's International Podcast Day, and Dave Jackson really nails what makes this form of content so special. He reminds us that podcasting is all about freedom. There are no rules. And if you've listened to a range of podcasts, you know how true that is. 1 minute you can be hearing an in-depth analysis of 16th century pirates, and the next, you're knee-deep in conspiracy theories about why your toast always lands butter side down. Podcasting, like life in general, is a platform where you can do pretty much whatever you want. There's something exciting about that freedom. It's why so many people dive into this world, whether they're hoping to entertain, educate, or just rant about their favorite TV show for an hour. No one's holding you back from putting yourself out there in your own voice. There's no program director, there's no gatekeepers. But what makes podcasting truly meaningful, according to Jackson, is the why behind it. Yes, it's creative, and yes, there are no limits. But at its core, it's about helping people. Whether it's giving advice, sharing knowledge, or even just making someone feel less alone during their commute. Podcasts have a way of connecting us on a deeper level. And honestly, that's what scratches the itch for me too. Knowing that I'm sharing something with you today that might make your day a little brighter. That's what it's all about. So, whether you're thinking of starting a podcast yourself, or you're just someone who appreciates the art, remember that it's a space where creativity can thrive, but it's that human connection that makes it special. On this International Podcast Day, let Dave Jackson's words inspire you. There are no rules. It's your space to create. And maybe, just maybe, what you put out there will help someone in a way you didn't expect. Dave Jackson is a prolific podcaster, and one of his shows is called the Podcast Rodeo Show, where he plays a podcast episode and sees how long he can hang on before calling it quits. It is basically a first impression review show. Well, I signed up to have this podcast, The Daily Quote, reviewed, and although I got the buzzer for going on a long tangent about podcasting, I did get some good tips that I actually implemented. If you want to listen to his opinion on the Stan Lee quote episode I did a while back, I have a link in the show notes so you can listen to both my episode and Dave's review of the episode. As always, I'm grateful you've joined me here on The Daily Quote. Take a moment today to celebrate creativity, whether that's by diving into a new podcast, starting your own, or just letting your imagination roam free. You never know who you might help along the way. I'll be here again tomorrow, same pod time, same pod channel, with another thought to help kickstart your day. Until then, take care, stay creative, and remember, there are no rules. Go out and start your own podcast today or listen to one of your favorites. And remember, there isn't a better day to rate and review a show than on International Podcast Day. And I'll see you again tomorrow for another Daily Quote.